And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Yeah, we're planet changers here on Declare Your Independence and Freedom's Phoenix. That's what we do. That's what we do. You know, every day I'm looking at ways, how can we do this? You know, it's just been ideas have been formulating over 20 years. We just, if we could. Ooh, they have the technology now. We can. So, we are. Now, wow, how complicated is this? Let me tell you what's going on behind the scenes. And one of the reasons why I wanted to have Lee come on is there are various different, lists on the internet that are different groups that represent different organizations, just groups of like-minded individual or semi-like-minded individuals that want to have some kind of impact on their world. Well, a lot of people think that they can do that through politics. So you got, different kind of groups and so on. You got this group and that group, and, they just keep, regurgitating over and over. And it's amazing to me how many get repeated. After you've been in this for a couple of decades, you start to see like the 10th Amendment Center thing. The 10th Amendment this, the 9th Amendment that, the Patriot whatever, the militia Oath Keepers, was preceded by, Aid and Abet newsletter from Jack McLam. You have they're all repeats. It just keeps coming around and round and round and round. But every single time, anytime anyone really starts to take off, they get co-opted. They'll take, they go up and they squeeze your bicep. Ooh, you must be lifting. Ooh, and you're looking kind of purty too. Oh, we want to help you. Come on into our thing. And we'll have a board of directors. You ever hear board of directors are creating some kind of, 501c3 or something like that? Run away. But the a lot of these things are, that are just democratized down to the individuals. They're just down to individuals making decisions. And if you set them up that way from the beginning, then you can pretty much make sure that it'll live forever as a movement, as a concept. And it's just, if you got 100 people are thinking, yeah, cool, I am responsible for my own actions on this. Well, that 100 become 200 and 300 and 400. Now, but a lot of people are thinking, you know what? We need that 300 in our club. We need a list and a membership and a whatever. And if you do that, well, then, you're limited. I mean, how many people are going to join your club? And then you're going to represent anybody that kind of even leans that way or mentions it. All of a sudden, whatever you do and whoever winds up being in charge of you guys, that is what they're advocating for, whatever you say that project or effort means. And they go, well, that's not what it used to mean. I'm not for, no, I'm done. If you want to kill a movement, try to control it. If you want to have something that explodes just on its own, let it go. Let it go. Just create an infrastructure. I'm going to give you an example. 2 weeks ago, when Lee Wrights was here speaking at the Arizona State Libertarian Party convention, I got, because we've been moving and so on, I'm caught up now, but I hadn't caught up with all my emails and all my voicemails and all that kind of stuff because of my internet access, and it's a long story. But what happened is I got a message from a gentleman. I don't know if he didn't give me permission to give his name out, but it came with an 800 number. Call him. He's a brokerage out of Pensacola, Florida. And he's like, when you had Sheriff Mack on, because the afternoon of when the state convention for Libertarian Party was when the 10th Amendment Center had their Nullify Now event downtown Phoenix at the Phoenix downtown Sheridan. So I go, okay, so we had Sheriff Mack on to talk about that. I got to see him say hey and what's up and get some pictures. But what we did is I remember in that show there was an article that Jack Gregson had put up that was talking about how the next generations coming up are not going to be expected and mathematically are not capable of funding all of the entitlements that have been promised to the baby boomers. And even if they did, it'll be with inflated dollars that, here's your full Social Security check, go buy a loaf of bread with it. So this is kind of the concept that I was sharing and so on. Now, this gentleman gives presentations to his clients and such and does a lot of economic stuff. And he goes, man, where'd you get that article? So Saturday, I do my little laptop, I get it up, I get it out, and I send it to him. And I got it to him just in time for him to be able to make this presentation. Well, he was grateful for that, and he sent me, I get a box from the post office, just this morning that comes in at $28 in old dimes. It's 280 of these dimes. Now, if we go to the silver coin milk calculator, I go in here and I go, all right, what do I got here? I got me some pre-64 Roosevelt dimes, and I got 280 of them. How much is that worth? Now, silver spot prices over $30 today. We're back up to $30.27. I submit this, and I go, ooh, he's my new best friend, $613. And I'm going, yeah, baby, why would he send me that? Well, probably because he had them laying around and they were cheap when he got them. But, I'm going to read you the article or the letter he sent me, and I'll take out some of the stuff here. Personal blah, blah, blah. You may remember me as, and I called, and yada, yada. Either way, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your show and your work. Instead, I offer this gift as a token of that appreciation. You have opened my mind to the anarchist concept, and I aim to misbehave. Now, where that phrase, I aim to misbehave, comes from was Serenity, the movie. The Firefly series that I turned into a movie called Serenity that I keep telling you guys you need to watch. And it's kind of a chemtrail-y thing. So, Serenity. You go look it up. I also want you to know that I am working locally on wallet voting. When I give presentations to groups on buying precious metals, I always tell people the first thing they should do is buy as much 90% silver as they can either afford or store. It will be useful. We talk about barter, and invariably the response is, how is the other guy going to know that dime is worth more than 10 cents? I think the concept of wallet voting, properly explained and implemented, is an excellent way to begin the process of educating people and preparing them for just such a situation. Well, then we have these cards that Drew and Nick did up to where they take the actual 90% silver coins and you put them in a card, and on the back it says what they're worth. It just shows you. Wallet voting, and then of course they did these apps for your Droid and iPhone and all this other stuff. I just punched in, this morning when I got it, I go, ooh, I punched it into my app on my Droid, and boom, shakalaka. That's how much it's worth. Ooh, that's good to have. I hope you don't mind me using the phrase wallet voting, of course not, as an educational tool. It is a brilliant phrase whose entire concept only comes as you turn it over in your mind. Using 90% silver can reduce sales tax, corporate tax, personal income tax, and the effects of inflation, and perhaps help you save yourself. We are working to promote wallet voting along the Gulf Coast region. As it progresses, I hope to tell you how it's going and talk to you directly about our ideas. I can tell you this much now. I plan to bring our clients, business owners, peace officers, and others to present the ideas and benefits of wallet voting as soon as I can get the materials created, my presentation polished to discuss it in depth. Ironically, our kickoff meeting will be in the large conference room at the local branch of my bank, Hancock Bank. Thank you again for the inspiration. Sincerely, Tim. Now, this is exactly what you hope to inspire, And I inspire you to give me a bunch of dimes. You can send me dimes all day long. That's good. But that's not the point. The point is these dimes right here, in addition to being made into cards that are going to be, like this with Freedom's Phoenix and wallet voting on them and all this kind of stuff, because this is the idea of what he's doing right now in the Gulf region area and promoting wallet voting. That's exactly what Nick Barnett and Drew are taking to Porcfest. Now, we're going to be talking to Porcfest here in the next segment after the top of the hour. Now, they're going to Porcfest in the Agora Alley, which now has become Agora Valley. They're going there to promote this concept of businesses can do this as a business card, and it has the information on the back. It has real value. This quarter is worth over $5 now. Heck, more than that. It's like $5.50 or something. So you're going, okay, all right. So I want to promote, what I'm doing, and it have actual bartering value, not because somebody says it does, not because of, it's just silver, because it's U.S. minted coins, 90%, that has a value. Go to the end of the freaking coin shop, and they'll give X amount to you right, not later. So this, I knew this was going, I knew Well, it's already hitting the golf course. It's going to New Hampshire at Porcfest. We're talking to Porcfest when we come back. Agora Valley. I was there last year when it was Agora Alley. Well, it's gone from from an alley to a valley. Oh, here we go. The youth are not waiting. They're not waiting on any party or group or organization. They're just doing it. And we just need to share it with others of like mind and help them become of that mind. What is this really all about? It's about you. Own you. And you don't need anybody else to make that happen other than you just go, I declare my independence. See how easy that was? And it doesn't take a government form. Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.